If you are an engineering manager, one day one of your direct will approach you and ask for more money. What do? I think it's an avoidable situation when people start asking you for money. And the issue with that is kind of twofold. First, it's psychological. You may be tempting to help people and give them what they want. On the other hand, you are not in charge. You are not actually in a position to make a compensation adjustment decisions. As an engineering manager, you still can do something. So what exactly? Side note, it may be different and depend on the business. So if you are, for example, an owner of an Italian restaurant, people get pretty low salary, but when they need money, they come to the boss and the boss decides for different occasions like wedding, someone got sick or bonuses and so on. It's somehow different with a startup. So if you are a founder and you got some money, people may still come and ask you for the compensation adjustment, for increase. And it's a bit of a risky situation because you may not have all these big tech processes in hands, career ladders and criteria how to evaluate and assess your talents. You may tend to overpay and at some point you're in trouble. So be aware, take care, and make sure you are doing things right. So first thing you do when you get more people than just yourself in the company, sit down and discuss how you do the assessment and how do you compensate people. So coming back to the story of an engineering manager. Yes, first you have to listen. It looks like a trivial advice, but be emphatic is important. The question is to which extent you should dive deep and understand the situation of your direct. Another side note, if you are an engineer and you want to ask for more money, you should of course come prepared, do your homework, come up with your KPI, how you reach it, whether you are doing good, what are your plans, whether you understand your performance, your outcome, and then start discussion with your engineering manager from that position. But if you are an engineering manager, someone may come to you without all this homework being done in advance, and they simply say, okay, it seems like I need more money. So then ask why. There might be different situations. Person simply thinks that he needs more money, it's one story. If he has a family issue or he needs money for a child or he needs like a bit more expensive medical treatment for one of his relatives, these are different stories and they may actually impact your course of action. If you are a new engineering manager for the team or a person is new in your team, check his compensation. It may simply be the case that he is actually underpaid for whatever historical reasons. Everybody got an increase, but this guy was somehow forgotten and, now he's definitely below the boundaries and he deserves an increase. Usually, if someone is significantly underpaid when the whole company follows some processes and boundaries and everything is somehow aligned and transparent, the outlying compensation most likely can be fixed. So check that. Then discuss the whole package, not the base salary. Many tech companies have perks. Perks is an important thing. People feel like they get something that actually not really money. They can't simply spend that. They don't actually get what they want, right? So perks is kind of useless thing on top or kind of nice thing on top, but it's not really a compensation adjustment. This is not the case if you think about that. And in this case, you don't have to spend your after taxes expensive money because the company simply gives this to you. You may spend your money on something else. If your direct doesn't know that such perk exists, let him know. What else? Many companies have bonuses. Performance bonuses, annual bonuses. They may not be advertised openly and transparently enough. But as an engineering manager, you may actually check with your lead, with your manager, whether something like this exists. I was in a situation several times when these things actually existed and they helped me to compensate folks a bit better and actually solve some of the issues. This may not be a big budget, it's not a regular increase, but this may be nice. The next thing, which should have come first, it's actually how it works with the evaluation round. So usually companies have a compensation review once per year and they have like evaluation rounds once per year, twice per year. So it makes sense to make sure that your direct knows how things work, because it may be the case that the compensation adjustment for your direct is somehow inevitable. So he will get it no matter what, but not right now, but maybe in 3-4 months. The next important thing, non-monetary, but actually time compensation. By default, people come and ask for money, while in practice they need something else. They need time, they need flexibility. That's why in the beginning I said it is very important to listen to your directs first, because it may start like they need money, but it may end up that they need a few days off, or they need several days of paid vacation or unpaid vacation. Here as an engineering manager you have way more flexibility and way more freedom. You may decide what are the tasks the person is working on. You may negotiate some leaves that will help the person. This is usually happens when they got babies and they face some new reality when they have to spend more time with families, and they may by default come, look, I need more money, but actually, you know, they need more time to spend with their kids. Especially if your directs are foreigners, they may not be familiar with the German social system. Just let them know. Maybe they just need to take a couple of weeks off, and they're gonna be way happier than they just get a compensation adjustment and they get, I don't know, 50 or 100 euros more after taxes. So yeah, check that. At the end, it looks like there are not so few things that you can do as an engineering manager, right? Yeah, practice yourself, and good luck with keeping your talents happy. This video is recorded during the hike on the island of Madeira in Portugal. It's so-called Ponto San Lorenzo Trail. It's the easternmost peninsula of the island. I still have a mixed feeling about all these things on Madeira because it's pretty crowded and doesn't look very sporty and challenging, but the nature looks like wild, and that's appealing. The weather is nice, and I'm halfway back to the beginning end of the trail. If you have more options how to address the compensation adjustment question from your direct, do not hesitate to leave your ideas in the comments and like this video. Thank you and good luck.